All right, guys, we're back for another Dokkan battle video. I guess I probably should pull this up. So, this is interesting. Global Dokkan. They did tweet out EZA details. Now they did it late. So, I mean, these are okay. Them tweeting out EZA details only matters if they do it at the same time as JP, right? Because, like, they tweeted these EZA details out, and, like, the global data download already happened. So, it doesn't, I don't know. This is good. Like, there's, like, two ways we go about this. We could continually be overly whiny, like, oh, boo-hoo. Like, you know, you should have did this. Or, like, okay, like, they're just doing it. We just need them to tweet these at the exact same time. Not 5 minutes later, not 2 hours later, not a day later. Literally same time as when JP tweets it, and we're good to go. All right? And they should. There's no reason in the world why these EZA details should not be tweeted at the exact second that global EZA details are tweeted. That's what they should do. Or that JP EZA details are tweeted. But still, definitely good to see. Definitely good to see. Nice little surprise there. Okay. So we had a data download last night. There's basically nothing in here. I don't really think that this is too surprising to me that there's barely anything. It's just going to be, you know, a good EZA. And this does seem like this is all it is we're getting this Angel Vegeta EZA this week. And that's basically going to be the last thing we're going to be getting until we move into the New Year's celebration, right? Which will be next week. Again, remember, the New Year's Dual Dokkan Fest is probably going to be the 27th or the 26th. I think it'll be the 27th is when the Dual Dokkan Fest is going to be. So we are about to move into another little bit of a lull right here. Not really super uncommon, though. You know, for many years, this is how the end of the year has been, right? Like, Dokkan goes all out at the start of the year. Anniversary, Saiyan Day, Golden Week. It's just like almost like a non-stop boom, 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 leading into Tanabata, leading into Worldwide. And then once Worldwide is complete, even though there is some, you know, cool stuff that we've gotten, like a Carnival LR and, you know, the Heroes collab always can be fun for people, but just generally the game is kind of it's slower. Dokkan is very schedule-oriented, and they keep it up like this, right? Again, I don't know if at the end of the year they're just putting more of their budget, more of their focus on making sure, like, the anniversary is as grand as possible, and then, you know, working on other stuff. Probably what it is. So, all right, yeah, keep in mind, Dokkan, you know, now is the time to get your Call of Duty Zombies in, or watch One Piece or whatever. And before anyone says, oh, well, that goes for you, little bro. Nope. Let's see, any good new games? No. Your boy will be using this week to complete Dragon Quest, baby. I didn't get any Dragon Quest in yesterday whatsoever, so we're getting that. We're finishing that. All right, let's talk about what's in the data download. So we have both of them pulled up. Looks like it is exactly the same. Well, I mean, Global probably has an extra ticket, probably, right, for the Pilaf Trove. But, okay, so we have Goten, we have Angel Super Saiyan 2 Vegeta, and that's it. That's it. There's Minato. Oh, yeah, well, he's only free if they tweet it at the exact same time. All right, so, and then Global is just Vegeta, Goten, that's it. Okay. And they come out tonight, Vegeta and Goten. So, I mean, this is another character I'm probably going to do a, you know, long video on. So I did Gotenks yesterday. I might try and get Majin Vegeta's in today, or Super Saiyan 3 Goku or something like that. There's a lot of, even though we're about to move into a lull, now it's going to be kind of a catch-up period a little bit for me, because there's been so many characters that they've dropped, right? All right, let's go ahead and take a look at Vegeta and Goten. So I think Vegeta should be pretty good. I think the easiest way to describe Vegeta, probably, is that he's going to be like a little bit of a better version of EZA TEQ Broly. The reason he'll be better is because, remember, TEQ Broly does not have a defensive mechanic before he transforms, whereas Vegeta is just, you know, he's just guarding, right, in base. Well, I mean, he only has his base form. Yeah, blah, 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 blah. You know, Vegeta's just going to be guarding like that, right? So, he's always going to be guarding. I think he'll be doing attacks that's potentially similar to what TEQ Broly could do. TEQ Broly's active skill turn, of course, is crazier. I think TEQ Broly's active skill turn offensively probably is even going to be crazier than what Vegeta is able to do. Vegeta's condition is really not that bad. I mean, if you're running this guy at all, you do have to fill the team up with Buu Saga Goku characters, right? But now I do really like how they handled the Buu Saga category, legitimately. They've given us, there are a number of different good ways to build this team now. It's crazy. I mean, even look how stacked this celebration was in terms of runnable, decent characters, right? Buhan, Super Easy Ultimate Gohan, these two, the Carnival Gotenks, now this guy in Goten. Like, we've had so much added to this Buu Saga, and then them adding several of the movie characters to Buu Saga was huge. And that's really big for this Vegeta, too, by the way. Because STR Dragon Fist is a pretty comfortable run on the Buu Saga team. It's funny, like, when you consider the Gogeta and Janemba fights, a lot of characters who can kind of, like, tank, like, mediocre tanking at the start of these fights don't really work so well in those fights. So that's where it's better to use characters that have, like, dodge right away, right? Because they can actually just, not get hit. And I that might be one reason why I do think the Gogeta and Janemba fights are tough, but I don't look at them as as hard as I think a lot of the rest of the community does. Maybe it's because a lot of my characters are built more for those types of bosses with dodge builds and stuff like that. So I'm more commonly dodging these attacks that would kill other players. I assume that's why. But this Vegeta should be really good. Remember, he has the Buu Saga Goku stuff everywhere. Like, he's got that. He's got his unit super attack. You gotta make sure you're running him with a lot of Buu Saga Gokus. But again, we have at least two who are really, really, really good. And then there is this guy. I'm not as high on these two. Wait, actually, here, we just X this out. I'm not as high on these two as other people are. And for me, it's because I already it's happened a lot of times where I've been prevented from transforming with them. I hate their transformation conditions. And Vegeta and Goku are not that good until they transform. They're just not. In this day and age, what they do in base is just flat out not good enough. So it's them. I'm not nearly as high on these two as other people are. Now, saying that, I still would put Vegeta as probably the second best EZA TUR, but I am not, like, I've seen people talk about Vegeta. It's like, whoa, dude, let's bring it back a little bit, man. I mean, if bosses, were doing 10 million supers in slot 2, TEQ Majin Vegeta's value would explode, right? Because TEQ Majin Vegeta is probably one of the stronger characters. I mean, just off the top of my head, like Majin Vegeta, doing a double or triple super or something like that in slot 2, the amount of tanking he could do, again, like a boss could do a 10 million super and he'd be able to tank it. But it's, that's cool, but slot 1, right? It's where you really need it. So there's that, right? This Vegeta's good. I think he probably should be just like a little bit of a better version of TEQ Broly, because he has guard the whole time, and he does also have this right here. So after all allies in the turn have attained a key sphere, he gives 10% defense per key sphere attained by the character himself. So it's like he'll be able to give a huge amount of defensive support to the whole rotation. You do have to run him as a floater. But like, just the way this character is designed, I don't really see that as an issue. It felt like this guy should be like a very strong support type character. He's capable of doing a lot of damage. By the way, this guy's animations have always looked really good, right? So like if you look at it, like this like opening shot and stuff like that, like these look good. This Vegeta's always had good looking animations, so it's definitely going to be cool to see kind of like this guy, back in the swing of things. So he looks really good to me. Then we also have Goten. I think Goten should be fairly good. This is kind of what we want from one of these characters. He looks like basically a really good banner unit, right? Because he's going to be like a 70% dodger who is going to be supporting for 60%. Like, that's exactly what we're looking for. Now, you could say, oh, he's like dodge or die and stuff like that. Yeah, but I mean, it's better. Like, you guys know, if they just gave him guard, he would be not as good as him having the 70% dodge, like easily. Like that is actually pretty big for him to have. So I think that this Goten should be really good. And then remember, if we're talking about the Buu Saga team, remember how strong this character gets once we have their unit super attack up. So I probably will be running this Goten a lot with this Trunks and Goten, because then we're going to start getting 2-turn support up. Like, that's going to be a big deal. And, I mean, so Goten, in order for him to be super good, we need Gifted Warriors or Sibling Bond. That's not even a problem whatsoever, because if we just quickly take a look at those two categories. So we're talking about this. I'm just thinking about the Buu Saga team for now, right? So Gifted Warriors and Siblings Bond. And it's like we've got Gotenks, the Vegetas, right? Like we're going to be running Gotenks and TEQ Vegeta. Like TEQ Majin and Vegeta, like you're definitely running him. And, you know, Trunks and Goten as well, right? And then Sibling Bond, this guy, certainly. I do like running him occasionally. And then, of course, you know, we could run like this guy, or we could run TEQ Ultimate Gohan. But for the most part, who we're really looking at is this guy, right? Like, of course, you're running this guy in Buu Saga. This guy's probably the best character on the Buu Saga team. I think I really like Gotenks, but I like right now, I would still think that this guy's the best on Buu Saga. Now, remember, I can understand why some people would have this guy at 1, some people would have this guy at like 8 or something like that. I could actually understand it, because I consider this guy to be shit turn 1. And I really value when characters are elite gods turn 1, right? And this guy is not, right? Like, you go into Gogeta Janemba, he could be killed turn 1. He gets locked in slot 1 by Android 17, he could be killed his first appearance, right? That's not good. But you get to your second turn, you go into the standby, and he basically becomes the best character in the game in that standby. Literally capable of one-shotting Goku and Frieza. Could probably one-shot. I don't think I've ever tried to one-shot 17 in Golden Frieza with the Kamehameha, but I'm pretty sure it would, or come close. It's just really nuts. He's a nuts character. It's crazy. Now, and yes, before some smartasses already left a comment, but yes, I'm aware you can technically do it on his first turn, but I will speak for myself. I don't see this very often. When Gohan gets exposed and bullied by these bosses turn 1, because he's not good enough, I think, that is not available, right? So there's that. But yeah, Goten looks good. And I mean, this is a major thing about 2024 Dokkan. The teams that they've set up, it's just been so many W's. They've set up so many of these teams in such a good fashion. It's like really the only like misses is like, you know, I don't know, like special pose or something like that. I'm sure with Carnival Gotenks, special pose probably could beat Goku and Frieza, but you know, there a lot of things like the teams are crazy. Like we're getting characters who are like ready to drop into situations where they can be competitive in. And you look at Goten and Vegeta, and they're a great example. Like they have like restrictions that fit with their kit, right? Like this guy was, you know, a Gifted Warrior support type character, and they kind of just expanded upon that a little bit. And then Vegeta already in base had all this Buu Saga Goku stuff. It was his original design because it's the, you know, you are number 1 Vegeta. And like they EZA'd them both when they were actually able to contribute because there's good versions. Could you imagine how disappointing this guy would be if there was no Buu Saga Gokus who were like really good, or it was like the only Buu Saga Goku we had was like the in Super Saiyan 3 Goku? How disappointing this guy would be. Like they dropped him at the perfect time. So I'm very pleased with that. And then of course we've got some, you know, just the mission right there. That's it. So there we go. That is the data download. Not really the craziest here. But I mean, you know, it is what it is. So this will be this week's content. And then next week we're going to be getting into the New Year's Dual Dokkan Fest. So let me know what you guys think. Thanks guys for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time.